Now, before the general election, for probably 2 or 3 decades, while the serious politics was being conducted by the 2 main parties, the political comedy was provided by the Liberal Democrats, or the Alliance, or the Liberals, or whatever you want to call the pathetic, comical outfit that is the joke that is the Liberal Democrats. Now, at the last general elections, the Liberal Democrats were crushed by the Conservatives, and to a lesser extent Labour. But so basically the comedy aspect in British politics could no longer be provided by the Liberal Democrats, but another party has taken the comedy mantle from the Lib Dems to carry on amusing us all, and that party is the Labour Party. Now, basically, we all knew how bonkers the Lib Dems were, but we didn't actually realise just how bonkers the Labour Party are until the leadership election began. Now there was this leadership. Let's do that on the time. Now, the thing we have the 4 possible factions of the Labour Party in all their glorious ridiculousness to amuse us until September. There is, of course, Mrs. Balls, who I don't quite know why she's there. I think she would be a good leader for the Labour Party, because basically we just remind everybody who her husband is, and Labour loses a few more votes. But she isn't. She's a bit of a non-entity, really, isn't she? And then we have Liz Kendall, who everybody else in the Labour Party hates because they consider her a Tory, because she isn't bonkersly left-wing enough for their liking. Who says so she's got no chance of winning. Then we have Andy Burnham, and I mean, I think this sums up Andy Burnham and Liz Kendall quite well.
Yes, the party comes first, always.
The country comes first.
Now, basically, Liz Kendall's just trying to appeal to the electorate, but like basically appealing to the electorate isn't what's actually important. Now, basically, the most important thing to Labour is what Andy Burnham said. The most important thing to the Labour Party is the Labour Party. So Andy Burnham wants to put the Labour Party first. So basically, this makes it more likely that he's going to win. But there is, of course, the Liberal Democrats' last hope. Now, obviously, the Lib Dems' last hope is the brilliant Jeremy Corbyn, friend of terrorists, blah, blah, blah. Now, obviously, as a Tory, I want Jeremy. He's just running rings round the rest of them. Take a look at this.
In your first shadow cabinet as leader, would Ed Miliband be in that shadow cabinet?
Liz?
I don't know what Ed's going to be doing.
Well,
but,
assuming he's an MP, so he's available to serve in a shadow cabinet.
No.
Would you ask him?
I think we need a new generation of people in the shadow cabinet.
So that's
we
a no.
have got to we have got to kind of lead our party away from this catastrophic defeat.
So, Justin, can you give me a straight answer?
Well, I like you very much, Ian, but I'm not doing my cabinet reshuffle live on your
so why were you
programme.
laughing when she...
I don't know what he wants to do, and Liz is. Liz, we don't know what Ed wants to do. But
well, having been asked this question about lots of different people and lots of different questions about the shadow cabinet,
it's not lots of different people. This is your former leader who you served under.
Yeah, but I've just given the same answer, I'm afraid, every single time I've been asked about this, which is to say I am not going to presume.
Jeremy, what would your answer be? Yes or no?
I would want Ed to be doing what Ed did very well, which was when he was Environment Secretary, dealing with climate change issues,
So you wanted to be Environment Secretary?
I would want him to be very involved in those issues.
This is exactly why Jeremy Corbyn is shown in this Times poll this morning as way ahead of the rest of you, because he's given me a straight answer to a straight question, and the three of you can't do that.
Of course, Jeremy Corbyn wants Ed Miliband in his shadow cabinet. Ed Miliband is a left-wing loon like him. I mean, so this is the way. But the thing is, it's absolutely fantastic. I mean, Labour's grassroots supporters are going to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. The Labour have also brilliantly, hilariously said, give us £3 as a registered supporter, and you can vote in our leadership election. It's just so funny. Now, apparently people are writing to Harriet Harman saying, look, we think this leadership election should be postponed and stopped, because basically lots of people have paid their £3 to the Labour Party to destroy it. I mean, I wouldn't bother and give £3 to the Labour Party. I mean, I think they're good enough at destroying themselves anyway. Well, why shouldn't they destroy themselves? They destroy anything else they get near. So, apparently there's loads of Tories who've paid £3 to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. There's loads of British Communist Party, loony, lefty, swappy types that have paid their £3 to vote for Jeremy Corbyn. It's just hilarious. And they say they are vetting these people, but I'm still getting emails off the Labour Party asking me why I won't join the Labour Party. And I click on the link to say, to give me my reason, and the option of I would rather baptise a cat than join the Labour Party isn't there, so I can't inform them why I won't join the Labour Party. So they are just so disorganised. It's absolutely brilliant. So loads of people have paid their £3 to vote for Jeremy Corbyn, but it doesn't matter if they do vote. They don't need to do that, because Labour's grassroots are going to do it, because, well, Jeremy Corbyn thinks like them. In Ipswich, the local Labour blogger has informed us that he shan't be voting for Jeremy Corbyn. I mean, I presume, like, basically Ipswich Labour won't tell us who they are going to be voting for. Now, I have suspicions that they are all going to be voting for Mrs. Balls, but, due to their closeness to Mr. Balls. But I do believe that there will be some as well who would vote for the best candidate on offer, and that is, of course, Jeremy Corbyn. He would be an absolutely fantastic Labour leader, possibly the best ever. I thought that Ed Miliband was going to be the best Labour leader ever, but he did abysmally during the general election. and basically failed to be better than Michael Foot in that he managed to have, was it 24 more seats than Michael Foot got against Margaret Thatcher. Though I do actually believe that if Jeremy Corbyn became Labour leader, he could actually have even less seats against the Tories than Michael Foot did. So I think it's absolutely imperative that the Labour Party does the right thing and votes for Jeremy Corbyn. And the good thing is they are going to do it.